Welcome everybody. Happy Monday. Thanks for your patience. I was getting piston situated. So we have like a long lead for him to be out here, and when we went camping, somehow the candles melted the nylon lead. So whatever. We're messing around with ropes to get him situated. So happy Monday. How's everybody doing? Let's see who's here. Kimberly says, good morning, everyone. Elena, hello, Jackie and everyone. Hello, April. Greetings, Lori. Hi, Michelle, my belle. Christine says, greetings, Jackie and friends. Jojo, hi, Jackie and community. Linda says, hi, Jackie. I am the person who sent you the dog collar that Piston is wearing and the water bottle. It's crazy. The message you read to me was spot on. Then it came up again for me with the dog collar. I'm actually going through something where I was stuck on being right, and the message you gave me said to let the universe take care of it. I appreciate you so much. Likewise, right back to you, Linda. Thank you for saying that and for speaking up, and how cool that Piston is using the collar that you got us, and I'm using the water bottle that you got us. So thank you. And I'm super happy that that message was spot on. If you guys are curious what Linda is talking about, I did an unboxing video because I received like a handful of Amazon wishlist surprises. So I figured it would be fun to do an unboxing video so everyone can see how much joy your gifts bring to Piston. And then I pulled oracle cards for everyone who sent gifts. So that's on my YouTube channel if you guys want to check it out. Because that message that Linda's referring to, it came up and it's for everybody. It wasn't just for Linda. So anyway, hi Mimi. Good morning, Andriana. Hi, Becca. Becca says, hey Jackie and all, camping in your RV. We're still in process. We're still in the works with that. If you guys don't know, I am in the process of raising money so I can buy myself an RV so I can go travel the world. Like literally live in an RV, live in a motorhome, be mobile, me and Piston for now. And we'll see what comes of that. Not yet. It's on the way. It's absolutely coming. Hi, Melinda. Happy Moon Day, Tam. Monday is Moon Day. Andriana absolutely loves camping. Me too. Let's camp for life. Those vehicles aren't cheap. Angelic light coming across you, Jackie. Yeah, yep, here it is. Actually, this bracelet found me. This is, oh shoot, Seraphinite. Long story short, I went to an ecstatic dance on Saturday, and I came prepared. It was an outdoor nighttime ecstatic dance. I came prepared with glow sticks. So my friend and I were exchanging glow sticks, more just giving them away, and then a girl let her pick a bracelet, and then this found me, and Seraphim is an angelic stone, and it all makes so much sense. And the green is big in everything right now. It's just a whole thing. Whole thing. Whole thing. All right, so today we're here to talk about the lunar eclipse. On Tuesday, tomorrow, September 17th, the full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces peaks at 9:35 p.m., and that is Central Time. So go ahead and convert to your time zone. This full moon is happening at 25 degrees, to be exact. 25 degrees of Pisces. So if you know how to locate 25 degrees of Pisces in your natal chart, this can offer you some insight into which area of your life is asking to be deeply transformed, potentially for the next 2 years. This full moon is a lunar eclipse, and firstly, eclipses occur every 6 months. Regardless if they are a total eclipse or not, like we just had in April of this year, that was a total eclipse. So, you know, the news and the internet and social media makes it a big deal, but eclipses do happen every 6 months. And in astrology, eclipses are times of monumental, fated change. Big steps down your highest path. And these steps tend to unfold over the next 6 months until we approach the next eclipse cycle. So the themes transpiring in your life right now, specifically within the area of your chart where this eclipse is occurring, these themes may be with you bigly for the next 6 months, potentially even through July and August of 2026. This full moon lunar eclipse occurs at 25 degrees of Pisces. That means that the moon is at 25 degrees of Pisces and the sun is across the sky at 25 degrees of Virgo. What makes this an eclipse is that the north node of the moon is close to the full moon. So the north node of the moon is still in Aries. The north node at this eclipse sits at 6 degrees of Aries. The north node will dip into Pisces beginning in January of 2025. January 12th, to be exact, if you're curious. So the north node will move through Pisces from January 25 until mid-August of 2026. So this eclipse tomorrow may give you a preview of what type of surrender you can expect throughout 2025 and through the majority of 2026. This eclipse is heavily linked to surrender, dropping expectations, dropping attachments, releasing into the flow of the universe. More ragdoll energy. A full moon in Pisces signifies letting go of whatever it is that's holding you back from becoming the version of yourself that you so crave. Whether that be a stagnant emotion that keeps rearing its head, a lingering thought, a self-limiting belief, a life situation, a job, a partner, a piece of your identity. This eclipse season is a time of deep surrender so that you can move into the life that's meant for you, the life that you've been creating, the life that you've been calling into yourself based on your actions and your behaviors, right? This full moon in Pisces is conjunct Neptune, which is the ruler of Pisces. So that makes Neptune the ruler of this full moon because he rules the sign where the full moon is occurring. So the moon at 25 of Pisces, Neptune is right there at 28, retrograde, deepening this sense of letting go, dissolving, floating through your subconscious, allowing yourself to swim through all the emotions, the comfortable ones, the uncomfortable ones, the familiar ones, the unfamiliar ones, floating through, swimming through these emotions, trusting that the universe will pull you to the surface when you're ready. This is an interesting dynamic, having the full moon eclipse in Pisces with the north node in Aries. The full moon in Pisces wants us to surrender and drop into the flow. And the north node in Aries wants us to do what's best for us. What's best for number one. Remember to put yourself first and do right by yourself. Additionally, the ruler of this full moon is Neptune Retrograde. And when planets are retrograde, their energies turn inwards. I discussed Neptune retrograde when I gave my insights for the first week of July. So if you want to go back and watch that video, if you're curious about when all this started, it was the last video I made before I went to Denver, which was a life-changing trip for me. But Neptune stationed retrograde on July 1st. He'll be retrograde through December 7th, in case you're wondering. However, I stated that this Neptune retrograde is asking you a few questions. What is ending within yourself? What's ready to be dissolved within yourself? Which emotions have served their purpose, have run their course? Which beliefs are a bit outdated? So feel free to take a moment to reflect on those questions, probably after we're done here. Specifically, your response to those questions since Neptune stationed retrograde on July 1st. And you know what? I'm going to copy and paste them into the chat because why not? And if you're watching the YouTube replay, you can just pause it. And there's the last one. Okay. So now I got my notes all spread out. Okay. So this lunar eclipse feels very personal. It feels very internal to me. This really feels more like letting go of emotions and beliefs instead of physical things. However, if there's a physical thing that you're being called to let go of, by all means, trust your intuition. Please do not let an astrologer tell you that your intuition is wrong. Your intuition will always trump whatever the sky says, okay? The body never lies. The body never lies. The body never lies. But I advise you that if you are in the process of letting go of a person, of a house, of a job, a tangible thing in your life that is separate from you, if you're in that process, look for the emotions and perceptions that tied you to that thing in the first place. Because that is the energetic pattern that brought you to feeling stuck, that brought you to feeling held back. It's the energetic emotional patterning that created and manifested this physical thing in your life. So look to see which emotions and perceptions tied you to that thing and see what's ready to go. What do you no longer need? Did you stay in that job for so long because you believed it was the best you could do? Why did you have such a limited view of yourself? Did you stay in that relationship because you were afraid you couldn't make it on your own? Who taught you that you were incapable? Are those true? Are those thoughts true? Can you absolutely know that they are true? Who would you be without those thoughts? It's Byron Katie's work. I haven't finished the book, but I've been reading the work. Yeah, if anyone's familiar, those are great questions. So just notice what tied you to this thing that you know it's holding you back, right? You might not be ready to let go of it yet, but you know. Drop it. Drop the belief, drop the feeling. Find your power. Own your power, claim your power. Utilize your power. And let me remind you to have patience because these are themes that will be unfolding through summer of 2026, okay? Give yourself some grace. This isn't something that you're going to figure out in a week or two. It might be, and if you do, good job, you know? But this is going to be a long lesson. That's for you, right? Dropping these things that have been holding you back for so long. It's going to help you move into this beautiful, evolved, higher version of yourself. So in the grand scheme of things, are you willing to put a year and a half of surrender into yourself for the best version of yourself? Hell yeah. Full moon, 25 degrees of Pisces. If you're interested in learning more about this eclipse, more about the aspecting planets, the deeper themes of this eclipse, I have a deeper video available on my Patreon. You're welcome to join my Embody Astrology Patreon group, where every lunar event, we dive into the lunar event even deeper, and then we engage in a Q&A session about the lunar event and how it applies to your specific chart. So you're free to join that group. However, Patreon also just added the feature to be able to put single posts for sale. So the lunar eclipse video recap is for sale as an a la carte purchase if you're interested in diving deeper into the astrology behind this full moon lunar eclipse. But for now, let's turn to the cards. We have 2 different decks, and I will ask 2 different questions. And just a heads up, Bonnie has been helping us with the cards for quite some time. She's been receiving photos of the card recaps and transcribing it into our spiritual community, the group on Insight Timer. Long story short, the camera on my phone has been going haywire for quite some time, and it's become a huge hassle between Bonnie and myself. So for the time being, we're pausing that. We're not going to be posting in our spiritual community until I get a new phone. So if anyone has an extra iPhone 14 laying around that you'd like to donate to Jacqui, just let me know. But we're going to ask 2 different questions from 2 different decks. We're going to start with the Healing Waters Oracle. And the first question we're going to ask is, what does this deep eclipse surrender look like? What does the surrender look like? And we'll see whatever comes out from the Healing Waters. I didn't even do that. If this is your first time with me, my name is Jacqui Mancuso. I'm an astrologer. Today we've talked about the full moon lunar eclipse. We always do oracle cards and we always do group readings. So feel free to send your energy into this deck. And we're asking, what does this deep eclipse surrender look like? You know what, April? That's a great idea. I'm not sure if... okay, cool. Hold on, let me grab my coffee again. Yeah, I'm good. I'm out of direct sun. That was... Oops. Oops on my part. So, you guys are great. You guys are so cool. Thank you for hanging out. Oops. This is fun. Melinda says, you look great now, too. I look great always. Duh. 30-minute deep meditation music for positive energy. Okay. Thank goodness it isn't a retrograde, Kiana. We got like 5 planets retrograde, just not Mercury. Mercury's the only one that pop culture makes it crazy. Jess says, I went out and came back and the video is back. What's the moon trying to tell us and all that? You know what? It was the sun that overheated my computer, so maybe the moon is saying drop more into the feminine, be more receptive, be more flowy, surrender more, don't burn up with the sun, right? I am on this YouTube site for positive energy, really fits sometimes when she picks the cards, but can also settle us. All right, guys. That was fun. Okay, so Pisces full moon lunar eclipse, 25 degrees of Pisces, using the Healing Waters Oracle, asking, what does this deep eclipse surrender look like? Yeah, Piston can hang out with us too. Isn't he so handsome? Isn't he just the most gorgeous, good-looking dog? Handsome boy. Right as Lucy said, handsome boy. Cecilia, thank you so much for your donation. Much appreciate you. All right, so feel free to send your energy into this deck. We are asking, what does this deep eclipse surrender look like? These are always group readings, and these readings always have something to say to everybody. The whole reading is for everybody, so if you don't get pulled to a certain card, your intuition isn't broken. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the backs of these 3 cards, and I would like you to notice if anything changes. If anything changes in your personal, physical body, if anything changes in your environment, if anything changes in your mind, in your knowing, whatever intuition looks like for you, here's a way to practice. Here's how Jacqui Mancuso teaches you how to use your intuition. I just had a conversation about that last night. So I'm going to show you the backs of the 3 cards. If you feel like one card is pulling to you, great. If not, great. The whole reading's for you, so don't put too much pressure on this. What does this deep eclipse surrender look like? I'll show you the backs of the 3 cards. You let us know in the chat which cards resonate most strongly. Here's the back of card number 1. Here's the back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. Let us know in the chat which cards resonate most strongly with you. I'll show the cards one more time just in case. Here's the back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. So I've been playing with this, like, do I share with you guys what I get or not? I'm going to share today. For me, card number 1 feels like something easy to let go of. The first time I held it up, Piston let out a really gentle sigh. And he sighs. He helps me release shit all the time. But he let out just a little, like a, you know, nothing too big. And then the second time, I hit something on my keyboard, and the little, like, emoji keyboard came up, and all I had to do was just hit the X and close it. So card number 1 to me feels like something that's just so easy. It seems like an annoyance, but it's just a no problem. And that's what I got from card 1. Okay, let's see. Who else? Jojo 1, Sonali 3, Jennifer 2, Lori 1, Sarah 3, Jess 1 and 3. Lisa 1, and Lisa said Piston seemed to like 1, and so did my dog. Cool. Delaney 2, Alicia 1, Karen, nice cool breeze with 2. Nice. April, all 3 today. Lori 1, Nicole, all 3, Lucy, all 3, Elena, all 3. Chantel 2, water noise, and 3, darkness. Christine, Piston reacted on 1, Chills on 2, Itch on 3. Cool. Mimi, all 3. Karen 1, had an issue with my right eye. Jenny, all 3 or none. Feeling very relaxed now. Thanks, Piston. He's a magical little boy. And we're gonna hang out with him a little bit today. April 2, Michelle, my bell, all 3. I did show it twice, April. Maybe this is a time to practice a different sense of your intuition. Cecilia says Piston told me 1. Jacqui 1, 2, and then 3. M, all 3. Andriana 1 and 3. All right, card number 1. What does this deep eclipse surrender look like? Card number 1. How do I show both? Card number 1 is She Who Flows. And the message is ease, being open to change, go with the flow of life. Water is the most powerful force on our planet. It has the potential to destroy everything in its path or be embracing, still, and gentle. Focus. When a river meets a rock, it doesn't try to move it. Instead, it embraces and flows around it. It doesn't question why the rock is there. It sees it as part of its path. Water teaches us how to flow with life, how to greet the obstacles on our path with open arms and receive life fully. In this way, the world's waters have literally shaped and crafted the entire landscape of the planet that we know and love today. Mountains and valleys, coastlines and woodlands, all are the result of water embracing life. The ancient Greek goddess Rhea was the daughter of Gaia, Earth, and Uranus, Heaven. She's also referred to, oh my gosh, as Cybele, Cybele, mother of us all. In his work Cratylus, the philosopher Plato referred to Rhea as a stream, or she who flows. Perhaps Rhea herself has much to share with us about how to truly flow with what appears on our journey, whether expected or unexpected. Call upon her to support you in embracing any unexpected changes you're facing. This card invites us to stop seeing the unexpected things in life as obstacles and instead to treat them as invitations to embrace life, to find a way to soften and embrace what occurs rather than try to avoid it or fight it, to flow with rather than resist. This has 2 soul inquiry questions. What unexpected obstacles are you resisting or fighting against right now? What would happen if you embraced them as part of your path? So what does this deep eclipse surrender look like? Going with the flow, detaching from what you thought the outcome was supposed to be, flowing with it. One of my favorite affirmations that I have been using for years, 2020 is when I developed, I flow with life and life flows with me. It is a dance. It's always in change. It's always in flux. It's always happening. Having attachment to the outcome is what's going to screw you. And it's what's going to cause you to feel a block, resistance, right? Shit happens. Your computer overheats. You move the table. You move on. I thought that was a very instant representation of literally what just happened. Flow, right? So what does this deep eclipse surrender look like? Whatever comes up to let go, just let it go. Oh, it seems so easy, because it is so easy. We're the ones up here that make it difficult. Let's see what else comes through. Pisces energy, 100% Kiana. Delaney, your interpretation of being easy was spot on. Yeah, card number 1, it's like, oh my gosh, here's this thing in my way. Stop trying to break through it. Can you flow around it? Can you flow over it? Can you flow through it? What options do you have? Path of least resistance. How can you take the path of least resistance? Card number 2, Jackie says, I did several card pulls with different questions this morning, and all are saying release what you expected and go with the flow, basically. Yeah, Jess says love, let go of resistance. It is accepting what is. Card number 2 for our group reading, Lisa. What does this deep eclipse surrender look like? Card number 2 is let it rain. Allowing what is, inevitability, trust. Trust. There's a moment just before it starts to rain when the pressure can be felt. What's been building up is preparing for a big release. The clouds cannot hold their breath for a moment longer. And then, right on cue, they surrender the rain they've been holding on to, and a downpour finally begins. While we may have preferred to see the clear skies abound, a sweet relief can be found when the waters of the sky return to the ground. There's also a special moment that can be felt immediately after the rain stops and the sun reappears from behind the clouds. It's similar to what happens to us during a good emotional cry. The endorphins that are released as we let out our red-hot tears and they flow down our cheeks, this evokes a feeling of sweet relief. Something's been released, lifted, cleared. We feel a little lighter and a little more free. This card comes with encouragement to surrender to what's happening in your life. Maybe you're experiencing a challenge or something isn't going to plan. Although you might prefer the sun to shine all year round, there's intelligence in the rainy days, and there's healing in your tears. Let it rain, let it rain, Let it rain. The soul inquiry question for card number 2. What are you being called to surrender to? So oh my gosh, what does this deep eclipse surrender look like? You've come to the end of your road. There's something that has got you to your breaking point. There's something that has got you to that feeling of the clouds right before they release the rain. You are pent up. You are holding all of this. It's here. I don't want it anymore. Let it go. It might be with a cry. You know, this card isn't telling you must cry every day during eclipse season. You might. Is there something that you've been resisting, that you've been holding on to, that you haven't allowed yourself to cry about yet? Let it out. You ever set yourself up for a good cry? I remember being probably in my early 20s. I think it was like a breakup or something. It might have even been high school. And I was searching the internet, how to set yourself up for a good cry. And the internet was saying, make a crying playlist. And I don't remember what other songs were on it, but I know Behind Blue Eyes by The Who was definitely a crying song. And now every time I hear that song, I'm like, do I need to cry? No, okay. Kiana, just let it out. No need in holding it or hiding it. Hi, Eric. Just stepping in to have some of Jacqui's wisdom. I need help crying. I was just having a conversation about being able to cry yesterday, so I'm gonna riff on this for a minute. For those who've been following me, you may know. Short situation. I'm leaving my marriage. I have left my marriage. I'm hanging out with a Matt. And he's helping me heal so much. The safety to surrender and melt in front of a person that I haven't felt. We were talking about crying. It's really hard for me to take space. It's really hard for me to go to my depth while being witnessed by another person, right? And I wonder if any of you guys can relate to this. I'm getting hot. This is making me hot. Whenever I have gotten myself to a place where my emotions are ready to come out, my patterning has been to check in to make sure that the other person is ready for it, to make sure that the other person is okay, to make sure that the other person is comfortable, to make sure that the other person isn't overwhelmed. And it's hard. It's hard for me to let it go. It's hard for me to claim the space, to trust that the other person is holding the space for me. This was something that I didn't get to experience, but my friend went to an ecstatic dance. And part of the dance was you partnered with a person, and the person literally just witnessed you while you danced with an uncomfortable part of yourself. And whatever emotions came up, you let them come up, you processed them, you cried, and this person just held the space. That's all they did. They just witnessed. And there's so much power in being witnessed. There's so much power in simply witnessing someone to cry. This is one of those things. I'm working through finding my worth and my value right now. Like, that's what I'm doing in my life, is figuring out, like, oh, I am valuable. Interesting. Just being me. The ease of holding space that comes to me is invaluable. And I'm learning how to receive that space from someone else. So good on you, Eric, for knowing you need help to cry. I wonder if there's anything I can do over the internet to hold space for y'all to cry. I don't know what that's like. So that's what I have to say about Let It Rain. Card number 3. What does this deep eclipse surrender look like? Michelle, thank you kindly. I appreciate your support, your donation. Thank you. What does this deep eclipse surrender look like? Card number 3 is beneath the surface. What's really driving you? True motives, breaking free. Often the things that we think we want are not what we really want deep down. Sometimes we go after them because the world has told us we should do things a certain way or be a certain way, and we don't realize there's a choice. Sometimes we're driven by the need to keep up, be approved of, or fit in. Sometimes we do things just because we've always done them, and we can't even see out of the box that's containing us. Sometimes what we're chasing is really chasing us. What is it that you truly want? And why do you want what you truly want? Be honest about it. What are you chasing that's holding you captive? Are you being called to break free of the box that's containing you? What's beneath the surface of what you currently see? What are your true motives deep down? Are you expending energy on things that aren't true inner yearnings? What's really driving your behavior and your desires? It's time to move from confusion to clarity, to question the narrative, realign yourself, and reclaim your life. To open your mind to what it is that you really, truly want, and then reorient yourself towards it. It's safe to change your mind, to step out of the box, to choose a different way of being. Look beneath the surface of your day-to-day life and reflect on what's really driving you and what you really, truly want. Freedom always follows, and so does ease and fulfillment. Soul inquiry questions for this card. What are you doing that you don't really want to do? What are you doing that you don't really want to do? What are you doing just because you always have? What does this deep eclipse surrender look like? Dropping what you're doing because it's not for you. The more you can detach from these automatic patterns that you either picked up from life, or you're upholding tradition, or you're following the path that has been shown to you, the more you detach from those things, the more what you truly want becomes revealed. I had a thought. This whole family tradition thing has been coming up a lot in my life lately. The family tradition of the holidays has been coming up. I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan of obligatory gatherings. Not a big fan of obligatory anything. We're doing this. This is just because this is what we do. I've never liked that kind of stuff. The other day I had a thought that the feminine, right? Moon, eclipse, feminine. Feminine works in cycles. Feminine knows when things have run their course. Feminine flows into the next thing. Tradition, structure, do the same thing every year. We get together here. We get together at this time. These people are invited. We eat this food. That's very masculine energy. It's structure. It's repetitive. It's the same. It's stable, masculine. That was just a tangent that I went down, if that means anything for you. But also this what's really driving you. I had a life-changing ecstatic dance on Saturday. I went into the dance with the intention of, what does Jacqui want? What does Jacqui want? Jacqui loves relations. Jacqui loves relationships. Jacqui has a Libra moon. Jacqui learns about herself through interacting with other people. I know this. I know this. I know this. So in this dance, maybe 50 people were there. And my question was, what does Jacqui want? And when I go to these ecstatic dances, I really do truly feel free. I'm not tied to anyone. I'm not obliged to anyone. I get to spread my wings and dance with whoever I want to dance with, myself, someone else, a man, a woman, whatever. I get to play and I'm free. And it was so cool. I set my intention. I went through the dance. driving home with my friend, we like processed and I realized what I want. And it was interesting. It was so interesting. I want freedom with support. I want to be led, but when it's time for me to lead, I want the freedom to step in and lead. I don't want to be expected to lead. I don't want someone to pause and wait for me to pick it up. It was very interesting. Very interesting that a 90-minute, 120-minute dance blew my mind for everything that I wanted. And I learned it through play. I learned it through the ability to dance with someone until I was done dancing with them. Thank you for this time that we spent together. It's time for me to move on. I want to be by myself for a little bit. What's available? Who's available? I've danced with that person already. I didn't really like it. Ooh, I want to dance with that person again. That was really fun. Let's go do that. We're going to do that. Okay, I'm done. Thank you so much for the dance. I'm going to go. It was very interesting. So if you have ecstatic dance available to you, it's extremely healing. Very awkward for a lot of people at first, but man. Melinda and Eric, I appreciate your donations. Thank you guys very, very much. Hello, Yvonne. Haven't been with you in a while. Nice to have you back. So what does this deep eclipse surrender look like? Flow with the obstacles. Maybe the obstacles are put in your way to test how much you're willing to adapt. Let it rain, let it out, let it go. Whatever is welling up, if that's an emotion, let it out. If it's anger, go get it out in a healthy way, right? Go punch something, go run, go walk, go swim, go get it out of your physical body. Let it out. If there's something that is attached to a physical that is welling up, let it go. And this eclipse season is to help you get beneath the surface and figure out what you want. This is what I was going to say about this as well. We had a new moon in Virgo 2 weeks ago. Can't remember the exact date, the 2nd, September 2nd. Was it a new moon in Virgo? And that new moon, I was very adamant about advising my students to get clear on what you want. If you didn't have your roles, what would you want, right? If you were no longer responsible for being the parent, for being the spouse, for being the organizer, for being the manager, for being the employee, if you were no longer any of your roles, if you were just you plopped in your perfect reality, what would you want? What's interesting about this eclipse cycle, North Node in Pisces, we need to surrender. South Node in Virgo, we're coming into a time of letting go of too much service to others. We're learning how to let go of always putting other people's needs before ours, coming off of the South Node in Libra, releasing the people-pleasing. Next 2 years is getting super clear on what do you want, how do you care for yourself. It's big. And in order to do that most effectively, you gotta know what you want. The more clear I'm able to speak what I want, the faster things roll out the way that I want them to. Interesting concept, right? We're going to use a second deck. We're going to use the Spirit Animal Oracle to ask, what do we have control over? Isn't that interesting that all of these cards are about surrender? And I knew I wanted to ask, what do we have control over? Right? It's an eclipse in Pisces. It's a lot of chaos. It's a lot of floating with the ragdolling of life. But what do we have control over? Because your control is always somewhere. There is never a time that you are fully out of control. You always have control over your thoughts, your emotions, your reactions. As much as it feels like you don't, you can build more control in those things. But, Kiana, nothing but ourselves, yeah? But let's see how the cards want to put it eloquently. Feel free to send your energy into this final deck asking, what do we have control over during this deep surrender? Flowing, allowing, breaking free. What do we have control over? If you guys have been enjoying today's session, if if you'd like to offer an energy exchange in the form of a donation, they're always appreciated. I am currently working towards purchasing myself a motorhome so I can travel the country in an RV, me and Piston on the road, doing our thing. I believe that that is going to be extremely healing for me, and healing for me equals wisdom and teachings for you. So that's my goal right now. That's what I'm doing. I have this wacky timeline of October 1st. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. What do we have control over? Do I even have control over that? Who knows? If you guys haven't followed me yet on Insight Timer, feel free to give me a follow on Insight Timer so you can stay posted when I post my new classes. I'm coming back on Friday this week. And likewise, I record these sessions and I put them on my YouTube channel. So if you ever miss the astrology, or if you want to rewatch the cards, or if you want to go back and see what we talked about in April for eclipse season, it's all on there. Just search my name on YouTube. Search my name everywhere. Search my name everywhere. I have a unique name. Eric, beautiful. Will you offer in-person events? I hope you travel to the Seattle area. I was talking with my friend about that. Like a traveling, I don't know. We'll see. Earth and Bone Oracle, April? Thanks. Earth and Bone Oracle. I appreciate you, April. I'll add it to my Amazon list for you. Courtney, thank you so much for your donation. Much appreciated, much appreciated. All right, what do we have control over? Eric, ride around helping folks cry. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, what do we have control over? It's card number 31. Groundhog Spirit says time to let go. Say what? I want to get Piston in here. Okay, what do we have control over? Time to let go. Endings lead to beginnings, and death is a part of life. So Groundhog Spirit is here to let you know that it is time to accept the natural ending of something that is no longer serving you. We love to hold on to what is familiar, but the new needs space to arrive so growth can occur. When Groundhog Spirit occurs, it is a sign that there is something in your present situation that you need to let go of, so that something new can be born, something that will far better serve you now. When the groundhog sees his shadow, he retreats to his den. So too might you yearn for a little more time to say goodbye and transition into the new. However, change is coming and it is good. So let go of your resistance. Spring brings many blessings, and what must die will always be reborn in a new form that will be right for you. Life requires change and detachment. Say farewell to whatever once served you, and get ready for something amazing to take its place. Spirit is already sending it your way. So what do we have control over? The letting go process. What do we have control over is knowing that by letting go, you are creating the space to call in the new that you so desire. This made me think of that scripting process that I've been doing. I'm almost at a month. I started scripting on August 21st. Because it came up a lot in our reading, and I've been doing it nightly. 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, just scripting. That has been monumental. It's incredible. I focus on how I want to feel in the future, and I just write about these feelings, about how I'm feeling. I've been a little specific on like the physical, tangible things that I have, but it's more feeling. And the more I do that, the more I put myself into the space of what is coming, the more I see it around me already, the faster the things are unfolding around me. I can feel my energy pulling towards that way. And it's come up where like I'll script about wanting something to go a certain way, and then my physical reality shows me the opposite. My physical reality shows me an argument with a person that I don't want to get into an argument with, or like some tension with someone. So in those moments, instead of huffing and puffing with like, man, I wish they wouldn't be like this. I can't believe I got to deal with this. Oh my God, what if it goes this way? What if it goes... I just reach for my scripting journal and I start writing exactly how I want it to go. And it just puts me at such ease because I have control over the foundation that I'm creating. And by scripting it out, by telling the universe what I want, I am laying the seeds of, all right, I'm letting go of a bunch of stuff in my life. I just let go of my home. I let go of a relationship. I let go of parts of my identity. That's a big one. That's a big one. And now that I have all this space, here, this is what I want. Now that I have this space, this is what I want. So what do we have control over is deciding what you want. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't reach. Piston likes that message. Piston approves that message. There he is. Let's just go boy. Lucy says, I've been scripting for a few weeks now, thanks to your suggestion, Jackie. I love it. We had an Insight Timer roundtable. There's a teacher on Insight Timer called Violet 108, and she hosts this group called Ask Your Guides, where she gathers Insight Timer teachers. And 6 of us got together and discussed scripting, and I have that replay on my YouTube channel. So if you're curious, oh, there's Violet. What up, Violet? If you want to watch that, you can just search Jacqui Mancuso scripting. You can probably just type that into an internet search bar and the video will come up. Eric, Groundhog Day? Absolutely. If you keep running into the same problems, how are you holding those problems in your life? Ugh, sorry. Personal responsibility kind of sucks. Eric says, thank you, Jackie. Wishing you all the best in your new exciting adventures. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the donations today. I appreciate all the support that was given not only to me, but to each other. I saw that there was a big, deep group chat going on. It was a little bit too much for me to get into, to stay with the reading and get in there. But I appreciate that you guys support each other as well. And Piston's here for you guys today. Piston's taken a lot of this. He does. Piston absorbs and then he puts it into nature. So he's here for you guys right now. He's taken some stuff for you. Thank you, Piston. Violet says, uploaded the audio and it was approved today. So awesome. It's on Violet 108's Insight Timer as well as a track. Ooh, speaking of which, were you guys with me for my shadow work meditation? That was on August 29th. It was a random Thursday that I came up. That is now a track on my Insight Timer, just the meditation, the little shortened part. So that's a track if you want to do some shadow work with Jackie. And likewise, I'm going to host a cord cutting because I had some extra time. Cord cutting is going to be on Wednesday, October 2nd. I'm just going to wing it, kind of like we did the shadow work. I'm just going to wing it. I'm going to show up and we're going to see what the energy feels like, and then we're going to work together to do some cord cutting. Might be relevant to the thing that you feel like you're surrendering right now. If you don't know what cord cutting is, it is snipping an energetic attachment. Because sometimes even if you let go of the person, if you let go of the job, if you let go of the belief, there might still be an underlying energetic attachment that keeps you wrapped up. So this is just some energetic work that you can do. You just need someone to teach you how to do it. So that's what I'm going to do. June, hope you come visit us in North Carolina when you get on the road. Okay, so how did this come up? The other day I was talking with my friend. I am in the realm of motorhome. I want to drive my house. My friend is also in the process of doing this whole travel thing, and she wants a travel trailer. She wants to trail her house behind her. And multiple people have brought that up to me. Do you want a travel trailer? Are you sure that you want to do this? Whatever. So my friend I asked her, why? Why are you travel trailer over motorhome? And she was listing off her reasons. And I was like, yeah, no, doesn't really hit with me. Doesn't really hit with me. I was just checking myself to make sure that this motorhome is what I want. And one of the things that she brought up is ease of parking, right? Ease of finding a space to set up camp. Because, I mean, a Class A, it's a bus. I want a bus. I want to drive a bus. Like, that's what I am trying to do. And the thing that keeps coming up is like, oh, well, you can't really go to all the parks. There's some state parks that you're not even allowed into. National parks you're not even allowed into. Like, it's a big home. And it crossed my mind, and I'm like, you know what? No, I have students all over the country who would gladly let me use their driveway, their yard, whatever they have, and who would welcome me with open arms. And I said that out loud, and I'm feeling it right now too. Like, I got choked up. That was a realization for me that, like, oh my gosh, I have people who love me and support me. This is real life. Like, I have people all over the country who would do that for me. And it felt so good, and I see it all the time in here. Like, I have a note in my phone of, like, people who have literally offered that I can come hang out. So I know, like, if I'm gonna head up to, where is it, North Carolina, June, like, you're gonna be on my radar. So it was a huge realization. I was like, oh my God, everyone loves me. It's so nice. And I got that from Violet's Live. I know that everyone loves me, and I know that everyone wants to help me, and it's so true. So true. So, that's it. Yeah, Jenny says all over the world. Jackie, absolutely. I'm not at the world travel yet. I will be world travel soon. Yeah, that's crazy. Rochelle, there's a place for you in Sacramento. I love that. Yes, Violet, please. Getting ready to schedule another one. Message me about the times that work. Please, please, please. Jackie, bring an electric bike to get around once parked. You know, I didn't even think about a bicycle. Electric bike, I got power legs. I'm a dancer. I was a gymnast, I'm a dancer, I got power legs. That's really cool. Duh, a bicycle, duh. I'm trying to figure out how to trail my truck so I can have a vehicle, right? Because driving a Class A bus, I'm gonna need a vehicle. But yeah, love that. Karen just got chills. Love it. Cecilia, San Diego. Jenny, I was just in Iceland and thought of you in the Viking Oracle deck. That's great. That's great. Maybe remodeling will be finished if you make it to Alabama. I'm going to be everywhere. I don't even know. This is going to be so exciting. So, happy eclipse. It's tomorrow evening, 9:35 p.m. Central Time. So enjoy it. And it's going to be a deep process for a long time. Okay, this is something that's going to be lingering through August of 2026. So dip, dip, dip. Michelle, if you ever want to gander to Alberta, I'm your girl. You know, I do have a passport. I did get a passport, so I have that thing now. I'll be back on Friday. Friday, we're just going to close up Virgo season. There's a whole slew of transits going on that I don't have memorized right now. But we're going to close up Virgo season. We're going to close up summer. We're going to close up the mutable energy before we exit into the equinox. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Thank you for your support. I so appreciate everything. Sending love to all. Namaste. And I'll see you guys on Friday.